I want to introduce you to my triangle trimming tool, and this is when you have half square triangles such as this, is how to trim it up. And it also works when you have this type of triangle where you have a quarter of a square here and a half, or when you have 4/4 of a square. Okay, let me explain the tool. When it says 1 here, that's actually going to cut 1 in half, which is your size before you piece it. Here we have the stitching lines that is showing that's 1 inch. So when I do this, I'm going to know that where it says 1, that is going to be before the stitching. And you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we have the halves also. So if I want to cut this triangle to a size, I am just going to lay my diagonal here across it and then decide what size I want it to be. Let's say that we're going to make this a 3-inch square. So I'm going to lay this right across the seam line, make 2 cuts, turn it, trim the other side, and I'm going to match up my 3 down here and on my 2 sides. My diagonal line will also be matched up. So there we have our triangle. Now if I were to measure this, I'm going to come down here on my thing, and you can see that it is a 3.5-inch square. When it is done being sewed, it will be a 3-inch finished square. Okay, so let me show you the other type of squares that you can trim. We have here one that is a quarter of triangle here, half here, and I am going to trim it down to 3 again. So I need to know where to put the X that's going to go across the seam line here and the seam line here. Since it's going to be a 3-inch finished, I'm going to go up here to my 3. I'm going to follow that diagonal. That is the X that I'm matching up. And I will trim. So the 3, this is the X. I'll match it up. I can match up my 2 sides here. And now this will be 3.5, just like this one is. Okay, one more that I want to show you is when we have 4/4 triangles. And I want to make sure that I match up that X exactly where it should be. So this piece, we're going to actually do 2.5, so I can show you the half. We have a 2 here, 2.5. If I follow that line, it's actually going to hit right there where we have that 1. And I'll match that. Trim. I want to make sure that I'm matching those X's exactly so that I don't cut off the tips of this. Turn it. Just conveniently, that's at the 1, so that's easy to match up. You can see that I'm matching this X and that X. We'll just pull that in a little bit because we don't want to cut off that tip. And now this will be 2.5 finished, so that means that this is going to be 3 inches right now. And that's what this trimmer will do. It's nice and easy, and it's easy to see the marks and know where you go right away.